Have you ever wondered why we break a coconut when we buy a new car, a new house, or a new showroom, or when we start any new work? Breaking a coconut means breaking your ego and surrendering yourself to God. Whenever we start something new, we pray to God to make it success, and our prayers are heard only when there is no barrier of ego. The outer shell of the coconut is considered as our ego, our anger, and all the bad qualities inside us, while the inner white portion of coconut is the pure soul. So when we break the coconut, we ensure that in the name of divinity, we keep aside our arrogance and bring out the noble essence as we set out on a new beginning. Ego is the most poisonous three-letter word in this world that can challenge even the most beautiful two-letter word, we. And it is powerful enough to destroy the strongest 12-letter word, relationship, as love can never be found in a place where ego dwells at the top, because love is happy when it is able to give something and ego is happy when it is able to take something. Ego is the biggest enemy that can create rift between two people, two communities, and even two nations. Sometimes even the best of the friends drift apart just because of ego. Do you know how I explain this concept of ego to my kids? I tell them there's a huge galaxy called Milky Way with millions of stars and planets, and among those millions of planets there's a small planet called Earth, and on that small planet Earth there is a tiny land called India, which covers even less than 1% of total Earth space. And in that tiny land there exists a microscopic city called Delhi, where we exist as super duper micro specks, and still we consider ourselves as very big. That, my friend, is ego. Ego is like a drug that intoxicates you, lands you in a situation where you might think you are in control of it. You may cross a boundary thinking that nothing will happen to you, but it's all a trap and you will end up hurting yourself. Life is already like a rat race today. There's so much competition, so much stress, so much suffering. Don't make it worse by carrying this arsenal called ego in your head. Just try these two simple steps to leave the ego at your doorstep. Number one, stop getting too personal about things. Simply absorb the good part and filter out the rest. This will help you get better control over your emotions. Number two, learn to accept your mistakes. Sorry is a very small word but powerful enough to save your relationship, and it is better to break your ego than breaking a heart. In life, shift your gear from being ego sensitive to life sensitive. Do things that feed your soul, not your ego, and this world will be a much better place to live in.